Can I get everybody's attention? Hi, everyone. Welcome to our 8th annual Diversity Day. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming tonight. Tonight's event is hosted by Empower Montana. Empower Montana is a leadership development organization that focuses on ending the mistreatment of all people through leadership development, building allies across group lines, and strengthening communities. You want to
introduce yourself?
Okay, I guess I'm introducing myself first. Hi, everybody. I'm Tate. I go to Willard currently. I am a senior. Pretty hyped. And
all right. My name is Gage. I work at the Huckleberry People. I make jam and jelly, and I'm out of school, but I've been in Empower Montana for a little while now. I became connected my freshman year with the freshman training, but didn't actually start until my junior year, and I've been with it ever since. And so, and what diversity means to me. Diversity to me means all the differences that we have and how more connected we become when we think of the differences.
I forgot about that last part. I became connected with Empower Montana when it was known as NCBI my freshman year. Through the freshman training, I found out by starting to go to like Youth Forward, which is our LGBTQ+ program on Wednesdays. And diversity to me just means that it's okay to be different.
All right. Neato. All right, so a little about Empower Montana. Empower Montana offers a variety of youth programs such as Missoula Schools Leadership Program. That's a youth-led violence prevention, prejudice reduction, and leadership development workshops in elementary through high schools across Montana. And then there's the High School Train the Trainer. That's camp for those who know about it. It's a 3-day leadership development camp that trains high school student leaders to empower Montana's workshop, models youth to go and train youth, educators, and community members across the state of Montana. Last year, we trained almost 4,000 youth in Montana through all of our camps. Nice. And so a quick little story about camp. Do you know any stories? Other than
you can talk about campfire.
All right, campfire. On the last day, or on the last night of the event, we have a big campfire, and it's where we all circle around. And this last year, it was. What were the questions? It was, who do you carry on your shoulders? And wasn't there a second part?
One word to carry you through the entire year.
One word to carry you through the entire year. And during this few-hour event, everybody just goes up there and they shares their stories, and it's very connecting to all of us as we share a lot of personal info, and everybody cries. It's inevitable. Everybody cries. And yeah, that's a very sweet story about camp, I guess. Your turn.
All right. And I'm going to welcome Yackers and our youth team up next. If you guys want to come up here. This event wouldn't happen without our amazing Youth Council. The Youth Council is Empower Montana's Youth Board of Directors, guiding the work being done in for schools across Montana. Members include elementary through college students who serve as allies, peer mentors, and role models within the high schools, middle schools, and elementary schools in Missoula. And all of the Youth Advisory Council is coming up onto the stage, so they're all going to introduce themselves, their names, grade, and one word to describe their leadership strengths. So, your name, grade, and one word to describe your leadership.
Okay, I'm Casey. I go to Willard. One word. I don't know.
If you don't want to say anything else, you can just say your name.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do then. And I'm a senior.
I'm Cindy Sinclair, senior at Hellgate High School, and my word would be determined.
I'm Jared, and I go to Willard. I'm a senior, and my word is going to be Let's go with compassionate.
Bella's not saying anything.
Okay, that's fine. Do you want to say anything?
My name's. Yeah, that's excellent. Ellie.
My name's Emma Martinich, and I graduated from Big Sky last year. And one word to describe my leadership, I think, would probably be loud.
I'm Natalie. I'm a junior at Big Sky, and I don't really have a word, I guess. Yeah.
I'm Kiara. I'm a freshman at Hellgate, and I guess a word to describe my leadership is loyal.
Phoebe. Oh, Piper. Darn it.
Let's give a big round of applause for all our yackers. They put a lot of time and effort into planning this awesome event and making some sweet buttons for us. They're over there if you want to check them out. So we'll introduce ourselves. Wait, where'd Jamar go? Jamar! So I'm Claire, and that's Kayla, Alston, and Jamar, and we are part of the youth team at Empower Montana. So I work as a program specialist there, and I mainly run our after-school club, EPIC, at the middle schools and elementary schools in Missoula, and it's super awesome. Some of you are here tonight, which is awesome. We'll get to see our projects that we made in a bit. So yeah, I have been involved with Empower Montana since I was in 7th grade. I joined EPIC, and yeah, it's going on 10 years, Heidi, can you believe it? So I just love the work we do. I love getting to meet all of you and work with all these awesome young people in our community and help just do whatever I can to make them feel empowered to make the changes they want to see in their community. So, thanks.
I'm Kayla, and I'm a BSW student interning with Empower Montana for this full year. And like Claire said, that I am part of the youth team, and so I primarily do EPIC and pretty much only at Lowell and Hawthorne this semester, which is pretty rad. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
My name is Alston. I am a youth program specialist as well. I started as a practicum student too, and I help run Youth Forward, our LGBTQ high school group, and EPIC at our elementary and middle schools, so it's pretty awesome.
Hey everybody, I'm Jamar. I'm the Youth Development Coordinator, and I support these awesome ladies in running the after-school programs in the elementary and middle schools. I've worked with a lot of your awesome young folks, and I'm really excited to see what they've been doing, and really excited for them to show you.
Are we introducing the littles now? No?
Oh, that's my job. I'm not done. I wrote this script. I should know when I'm speaking. It's been a long day. Okay. So why Diversity Day? On April 12th of 2010, Empower Montana's youth leadership launched the Diversity Day celebration in response to a lot of rising controversy and LGBTQ discrimination surrounding the city's then proposed anti-discrimination ordinance. So Mayor John Engen officially declared April 12th as Diversity Day, or the second Saturday in April? Whatever, yeah, that works. So in Missoula, and the event was credited for playing a key role in the passing of the non-discrimination ordinance. I remember being there with my dad and a bunch of other Empower Montana peeps back in 2010. And so we decided to have this day to celebrate that extension of the non-discrimination ordinance that protects LGBTQ folks in our community from discrimination. And we continue to honor the hard work of those young people by celebrating Diversity Day. And so it's a totally youth-led event. All those yackers and most all of our performers and speakers tonight are young people. And we just have Diversity Day to celebrate what makes us all unique. And I think Empower Montana has taught me, at least, and I think a lot of us, that there's a lot more diversity in Missoula than you might think. So I'm going to welcome up our fabulous longtime leader, Emma, to read the official proclamation because it's our tradition. Welcome up, Emma.
Alrighty. Whereas many Missoula community members see prejudice and intolerance every day, and whereas Missoula is one of the most diverse cities in Montana, and whereas Missoula residents value diversity and equality, and we know our strength as a community is based on treating each other fairly and respectfully, and ensuring safe, empowering, and inclusive communities, and whereas diversity strengthens Missoula, where it contributes to the thriving and the colorful culture throughout our community, and whereas appreciation of diversity among Missoula community members creates a climate of understanding and acceptance that places the people of our city in the forefront of efforts to ensure that everyone has the right to live in conditions of peace, dignity, and mutual respect regardless of perceived race, color, national origin, ancestry, religion, creed, sex, age, marital or family status, physical or mental disability, sexual orientation and gender orientation, identity or expression. Now therefore I, John Engen, Mayor of the City of Missoula in the state of Montana, do hereby proclaim April 12, 2010 as Missoula Diversity Day in Missoula, Montana, and encourage all citizens to take part in activities of Diversity Day to work together in ending prejudice, preventing violence, and strengthening our community.
All right, everyone, be sure to stop by the Empower Montana's photo booth. At the photo booth, you can sign up for a time slot for the open mic that will begin at 9. We also have snacks and drinks at the concessions counter just over there. You can buy one of our limited print awesome t-shirts. See? These ones. And there's also a bunch of cool buttons that we made. Have an awesome Dare to Be Different one. Let's get this show started. I welcome Jamar, Kayla, Austin, and the 4th and 5th graders from the Epic group to the stage. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it up to you.
So, as they just said, these are two of our lovely ladies from Epic. And this semester, or this spring, our great Epicers decided to use their knowledge of bully prevention to write a rap with our lovely Alston's help. about their experiences in school or what they've seen. And they wrote the words, Alston compiled it, and they worked on the beat. Hawthorne primarily just did the beat, which was very cool, and Lowell did all the words. So, with no further ado, we are all going to perform the rap. Move the podium. You go in the middle by the microphone.
Let's do it. Willow, we got this. I need your singing voice.
No.
Yeah.
It's okay, we're rapping too.
Gonna tell you about a story from when I was getting bullied. You know it wasn't that long ago. They said my shoes were too old, said I learned too slow, called me names even when I said no. Then came a homie, and he didn't even know me, but he stood up for me and my friends. And we all started talking, though some disagreed. We got love for our differences. Take time to know one another. You can't judge a book by its cover. Take time to know one another. You know you can't judge a book by its cover. Cheer it.
You can all feel free to sing along.
Got this.
I'm gonna tell another story about when I was getting lonely. You know it wasn't that long ago. I was new to the school and I wanted to be cool, making fun because I was feeling low. See, there was a boy who likes another boy, and we laughed because he wasn't like me. Well, we started to talk and we went for a walk. We're a lot more alike than it seems. Take time to know one another. You know you can't judge a book by its cover. Take time to know one another. You know you can't judge a book by its cover. Take time to know one another. You know you can't judge a book by its cover. Take time to know one another. You know you can't judge a book by its cover.
Racism, sexism, dealing with ADHD and dyslexia.
Names, rumors, mean teacher, body image, jealousy, things you are good at, staying out of a field trip.
Sorry, that comes later.
It's a preview.
Sorry, everyone.
I'm sorry. All right. So who here loves youth empowerment? Starting today and running through May 5th, Empower Montana will be celebrating youth empowerment. Our goal is to raise awareness about issues important to our youth, share stories about what our youth are doing about it, and raise $12,000 to support youth empowerment in our community. Each week of the next 3 weeks will have a theme. Starting Monday, we will be talking about teen suicide in our community and how Empower Montana's school-based trainings are making an impact on teen suicide by stopping bullying and reducing isolation. The week after, we will be talking about oh my goodness, sorry. Can't speak. Homelessness and what our community can do to take on this issue. Finally, the last week, we will tell stories of our youth in action, working to change our community to be more inclusive, and you can join the conversation at #YouthLeadNowMontana on any social media apps.
All right. But tonight, we want to get the campaign kicked off right. We have already raised $3,280 already, and a donor is currently matching the next $600 in donations. So right now, if your donation will be doubled. If we raise that full $600, we will be almost halfway to our goal of $12,000 by the end of the night with the match. You can sign up to be part of the Empowering Youth Leadership Campaign in the computer area, which is over there by Jesse. He's by the couches. Make a donation today or sign up to be a youth empowerment companion and help educate your friends about issues facing youth in our community. You can also join the campaign on your phone by going to tinyurl? Okay. tinyurl.com/empoweryouthmontana, or MT, excuse me, or give cash or a check at the concession stand over there. All right, and any updates? No updates? All right, cool, so that's that. Oh, haha. And Am I introducing the epic people again? Yeah? Okay, so thank you for the epic performers. Now let's welcome up our middle school epic clubs. So all of you wonderful epic people.
Come on up.
Okay, there's more.
Yay, awesome. So, we already met some of these folks, but if you all want to introduce your name, your school, and something you like about Epic, I'll give you ice cream later.
My name is Alana. I'm in 6th grade at Washington, and I like that I'm meeting new people from different grades that I wouldn't usually meet.
What? Well, I'm a helper for leading Epic at Washington, and I like Epic because it's what introduced me to Empower Montana and all these lovely people I know now.
I'm Anand. I'm a 7th grader at CS Porter Middle School, and I like Epic because it just helps people. Yeah.
I'm Lily. I go to CS Porter, and something I like about Epic is that it's fun.
I hope so. Cool, okay. You guys want to stay up here, or do you want to, you probably want to watch the video that we made. Lily's like, no, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Okay, so every spring, our Epic groups do what we call a community action project. So the 4th and 5th graders just showed you all their awesome song. And the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders of Meadow Hill, CS Porter, and Washington have all been working hard to use what they have learned from the fall, learning about different forms of mistreatment and oppression like racism, homophobia, bullying in general, to create a video talking about middle school and the hardships that you can face as a middle schooler, and they all gave some advice and also acted out some wacky scenes for us. So we're gonna watch the video, and I will give a disclaimer that I'm not a video tech person, so don't judge us too hard. And we had a lot of fun making it. So here's our video on surviving middle school.
Racism, sexism, dealing with ADHD and dyslexia.
Names, rumors, mean teacher, body image, jealousy, things you are good at, staying out of the field trip, grades.
Depression, coming out, identity. Bullying and detention, and ISS.
Gender stereotypes, cliques, and math.
Hey, best friend.
you? Yeah. He just asked me out to the homecoming dance, so yeah.
So you know that like Danica girl?
Yeah.
She just tried to like start drama between me and Brian, and I don't like that. And if you want to continue to be friends with me, you kind of have to like not be her friend.
Let's take a selfie together.
Okay. Oh wait, so I have to tell you something.
What?
Okay. So, you know Eliana?
Yeah.
Well, she said that if I'm your best friend, I can't be her friend, and so, you can't be your best friend.
Hey, Lily. So, did you talk to Danica?
Yeah, I'm not her best friend anymore.
Yay! So, let's take a selfie together to celebrate this moment.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Lily.
Hi.
I've gone to therapy in Arizona, and I want you to let all your friends know that I don't cause drama anymore, and here's my proof. Okay? And I was hoping that we and you could be friends again.
Well, yeah, I'll tell my friends that you don't cause drama anymore, and so they'll probably like you.
Okay. Toodles. Alright, the moral of the story is to not cause drama, because if you cause drama, it can lead to different types of emotions and feelings, and you can lose friendship.
Counselors are a good resource to help with your friendship. If friends don't like you because you're friends with someone else, then they're not true friends.
All right, Haley, so what grade are you in?
I'm in 6th grade.
Cool. And what has been one of the biggest challenges of 6th grade so far?
So far, I think it would probably be people making fun of your name and drama.
Yeah? What kind of drama?
Well, like, some people, they, like, have bad days and they take it out on other people, and then they just get in this big fight, and then, like, other things happen. It's weird.
Yeah. And what is your advice to other 6th graders about how to deal with drama?
If you're around it, just go walk away and go try and hang out with other people.
Okay. So, Kai, what grade are you in?
I'm in 7th grade.
Okay. What has been one of the most difficult parts of middle school?
One of the most difficult parts is the drama and overreacting. I guess the drama, everyone, and overreacting to everything.
Yeah. So, what do you mean by drama?
A lot of people will spread rumors that aren't true about people just so they can make them feel bad, or they're bullying people that are different or aren't popular.
And what is your advice for how to deal with rumors?
Rumors, just tell people it's not true, it's made up. And if you're the person spreading the rumor, don't spread the rumor. I don't know. But usually, if you're in a situation where you're friends with a lot of people who are spreading the rumors and stuff, just to leave that and find someone else to be friends with, because I usually don't want to be a part of that.
What kinds of things do people do, like to bully?
Well, there is lots of name calling and stuff, but like one of my new friends, gets bullied all the time by this one person. It's usually us, and just him it's just lots of name calling and just
Yeah. What is your advice to people who are getting bullied and like having people name call all the time?
The thing is, a lot of time telling someone doesn't help. So a lot of the time, just like they don't listen or don't leave you or stuff. And just try not to get mad. Yeah. To make friends, probably find people that like same things as you.
Tell me about a time that you wish you had an ally.
This happened a few weeks ago, but some guy, I'm not gonna name his name, not to name names, however, like just came up to me at the beginning of gym and whispered in my ear. Yes, he whispered in my ear. And then he came, and then I reported him, and then he was called over, and then he just kept repeating, what do you want, to the teacher? I said, please be, and then I told him, please be patient. And then he said, you don't tell me what to do, and then called me a fatty.
Sorry.
And
what
then,
could an ally have done for you in that situation? What would have been a good?
like he could have stood up for me, like saying, hey, that's not nice. I'm reporting you to the vice principal, and maybe even the principal. And then the guy would be sorry.
All right, Alana, what grade are you in?
I'm in 6th grade.
And what has been some of the most challenging things in 6th grade so far?
I'd say the friend problems, because you're making new friends, and you don't want to leave your old friends behind, because you're afraid that you won't get too close with your old friends.
So what advice do you have for people who are going through that same struggle?
Maybe I would say try to kind of split it up at the beginning of the year, and whoever you feel the closest to, I would hang out for the rest of the year. Don't get caught up in the drama, because if there's drama going around, just try to leave it. Well, I would try to have more than one friend group, for if there is drama in one friend group, hang out with the other. Try not to get caught up in it, because then you'll be brought into it.
That's good advice. Awesome.
Don't call our names, or else they're going to start calling you names. And if they start calling you names, you're probably going to get really, you're going to get your feelings hurt. And then a bunch of people are going to laugh at you. And then you're going to bust somebody's head.
Yeah. So avoid verbal violence to avoid physical violence.
Yes.
What about dealing with like instances of like racism at school?
Probably report it to a teacher.
Yeah. Do you see that happening here
Preferably a
at
teacher
Porter?
of the same race. Otherwise they might be on the other person's side.
Yeah. Who are some good allies here, like teachers or counselors?
Caitlin from the CSE team, right about down there, just down this hallway to the left. That would be one person. Miss Dombach, BIR, behavior specialist. Shanna, our flagship leader. He's very nice.
Cool. Hi, my name is William Garrity P. And today I'm going to show you how to open your lockers. So you want to have it set at, so you might want to reset it by putting it at 0. It won't reset the code, it'll just clear the things. So now you move it to the first number, clockwise, spinning clockwise, -6. And then you spin to the second number, counterclockwise, twice. For me, it's 30. And then lastly, spin clockwise to your last number. 40, for me, it's 42. And ta-da! So my basic advice is like, I'm in 7th grade, of course.
And the craziest thing for me is like the hecticness, the schoolwork, and the overall craziness and drama that's been going on. If you're having trouble with schoolwork, middle schoolers, I'd recommend seeing if you can get help, or maybe even doing it as homework. Don't wing it. I've learned the hard way from winging it, and it's not, and the results weren't pretty. So, and if you're having trouble with like a teacher or a friend, or just feeling overall depressed, I recommend a nice talk with the school counselor. The school counselor will be able to help you.
Hi, I'm a school bully.
Ow!
I hate your mustache.
Hey man, that wasn't very nice. I'm Terminator. I'm from the future. No, hey, you don't get to proceed everything. Ow! You say you're sorry and you say you're sorry. I'm sorry.
I really love
Bullying is not the answer.
You're right.
Okay, why are you always killing people in turkey?
Hi, I'm Steve Jobs, and the moral of the story was, don't be bullied. It's bad to be a bully.
I kill people for a living, and I am a very sad child.
He gets bullied daily because he looks horrible. But he looks good to me.
I'll knife you. I'll savor you. None of that is going into video. Why though?
All right, Dylan, what grade are you in?
I'm an 8.
And what has been some of the hardest things that you've had to deal with in middle school?
Probably homework.
Yeah, tell us more about that.
8th grade, you get at least twice as much homework as 7th grade. And some of it's really hard.
Yeah, and so what is your advice for people on dealing with all that homework?
I'd say devote all your free time to it.
Yeah?
Yep.
All right.
That's what I do.
There you go.
I think just making friends is the hard part.
Yeah, do you have any advice on how to make friends?
Nope.
No? Do you have any advice on just like embracing your own self and being cool with it?
I say if you want to wear a cat costume to school and a dress code says you can't, do it anyway.
All right.
Stop, losers! What we got going on here? Being losers? Why do you guys keep falling for that? When will you fools ever learn? Shredder is such a jerk. Think of him making us feel so terrible. We should start making him feel bad. No, remember what Master Man said.
Hurt people hurt people. If we reciprocate the violence we are shown, then we will always live wounded.
So, who are some good resources at Washington Middle School that people can go to when they are having a hard time?
I would really recommend Mrs. Lazlovich. She's really awesome. She is the best vice principal that I know, and I'm her favorite student. Another really good one, Nicole.
I was gonna say if you're having a tough time, go to a teacher you trust, or the counselors, or the vice principal, or maybe even the principal himself.
And what should someone expect when going to the counselor? What is that like?
Really, some real good help. They'll help you get back on the right track.
I was gonna say you should expect trust from the counselor or the teacher, that if you want to stay anonymous, that they'll keep to that promise, and expect and tell them like what you would want to happen, because sometimes they just say I can't do anything about it. So.
Anyone else?
Austin? You?
Alston is an ally.
I am an ally.
She helps run flagship here.
I do.
With the after-school program, Epic.
You can always come to me.
By Empower Montana.
Playing percussion, pizza parties, embracing your awesome dorky side, dances.
Fun teachers, friends, try new things, loud teachers, meeting new people, choir concerts, horse fair, field trips.
Music, flagship, Spirit Week, the last week of school.
Science, lunch, and epic.
Exploring identities and eating snacks with friends.
Cats.
Thanks, everyone. Yay! Yeah, let's have another round of applause. Woo-hoo. And so I would also just like to give a shout out thanks to the Arbonne Foundation because they help grant us the money to make our community action projects possible. So thanks, Arbonne. And Tate and Gage, you're back on the job.
And just a heads up, you guys can use the photo booth right over there in the corner. It's open. You know, go take some pictures with props. It's a fun time. And now we would like to introduce to you a local artist, Addie Smith. Addie is a senior at Big Sky. She's a senior at Big Sky who has been involved in the arts since she was a freshman. She is currently one of the editors for Airy International, which is a school literary publication. She's always wanted the opportunity to share her art with an audience and is so excited to speak about a project that is so important to her. So let's welcome her onto the stage.
Hello. As I said, I'm Addie. I have my little paper here. I'm Addie Smith. I am a senior at Big Sky High School. I was inspired to speak tonight about my senior project. To start, I wanted to thank everyone who helped put this event together and responded to all my emails with lots of questions and concerns and all that. So along the back wall here is a series of paintings that I did, and I'm going to explain how those happened. Thanks for waving, Paul. The purpose of my senior project was to send a message. As an artist, I was excited to have an opportunity to do a project that focused on the things that I care about. The message that I thought needed to be shared is that every person we encounter is another complex individual with a history, thoughts, and emotions. So to achieve this, I met with 4 wonderful volunteers who I had never met, and I simply talked with them. I had a list of questions to be used as prompts in case we became stuck, but we mostly just talked. It was kind of a strange experience, sitting down with a person you've never met before and talking about personal things, but it achieved the goals of this project perfectly. And after speaking with all 4 volunteers, I began painting. I chose colors and images that I felt represented each individual to try to capture the many aspects of each person. I chose not to include a photo or portrait of each person, but instead a silhouette to show that it doesn't matter what a person looks like. Each of us has a story and a personality. I want to stress the importance of treating each other with respect as individuals and people, especially in times of political division, regardless of someone's views or appearance. Everyone deserves basic respect, and that is what I hope to show with this project, so thank you.
Thank you, Addie. Now we would like to share another project from one of our amazing Empower Montana leaders, Jessica Beers. She is a senior at Big Sky High School. She got involved with Empower Montana after meeting us during her freshman year. She then went to our high school summer camp. She has also attended Youth Forward in the past. For her senior project, Jessica asked 12 people to be in a wheelchair for 2 days and then created a video based on their experiences and what they noticed. However, sadly, Jessica couldn't be here tonight, but we are honored to share her work with you all.
Good morning. So I'm almost to school, and I thought I would share my feelings this morning about being in a wheelchair for the next 2 days. I'm excited at the opportunity, but definitely anxious and nervous. I've been thinking a lot about feeling kind of out of control. I tend to be very type A personality, and always thinking about planning ahead and anticipating, and so that's been very challenging to think about the little things and how to plan my day, and how am I going to get in and out of the bathroom, and how am I going to navigate the hallways, and what are people going to think about me, and all those pieces, and feeling kind of out of control. So.
There was a girl yesterday who said, "Oh, I wish I could be in a wheelchair," and I kind of wanted to stop her and say, "Wait a minute, you have a choice to do that." That's, like, for some folks, I'm sure they would love to have the choice too to say, like, "Boy, I would love to walk today," and I just felt like that was extremely condescending and short-sighted to just say something like that.
A lot of the common questions were like, "What happened? Are you okay?" Or "Why are you in this chair?" Students that know me, see me every day, that thought maybe I'd been injured. And I did respond to one student yesterday as I was feeling more empowered and maybe a little more arrogant in my confidence. A student who didn't know me but probably knew that I hadn't been in a chair before asked me what happened, and I was with Natalie, the principal, and it was kind of in passing. I said, "Don't text and drive." And I kind of left him with this, and Ms. Jager said to me, "Did you just say that?" And I said, "I did, because I'm now at this place where it's less about Jessica's project, and it's more about drawing attention and awareness to, we all make choices in our life, and those choices can have impact on who we are and who we become." And so
one student said to me, "Last year I asked another student randomly, would you look at me differently if I was in a wheelchair? And they said yes to me." And I had to stop and pause, and I could tell she was upset by that. And I thought, but you would be different. I would be different. And it's okay to acknowledge that. I don't think that you should look at them in a negative way, just realizing that that's a different experience. That's okay. It is different. And we need to acknowledge that and help where we can.
Like, as a school, we're not very wheelchair friendly. Like, just like the desks and maneuvering it, and like, especially in the classrooms, but in the drama room, like getting on stage, I know we have a lift, but that thing, it's loud and it's sketchy, and I did not like being on that thing. It was bad. Like, I've never been on it, but I've worked it like a ton of times, but being on it was totally different. It was a little scary.
And then also with the school structure, I learned that it is not at all set up for people that are in wheelchairs. Like, everything was very narrow, or the doors are super heavy, and you have to like open them from the opposite direction that would be convenient for a person in a wheelchair. And then my class this morning in Hansel's room, oh my god, it's like built-in lab benches in the classroom, so I had to go to a different seat than what I would usually have to, because they're very...
Going to the bathroom was horrifyingly bad. I can't even imagine how other individuals that are always in a wheelchair do it. I mean, the stall wasn't quite big enough. I pulled in, I was on the side, and I realized I couldn't pull myself up and over, so I had to reposition so I could stand up and pivot. Getting in and out of the door, the very first day when I brought down the chair from the office, to the front door and tried to get into my classroom was a pathetic comedy of errors. It was the worst and funniest thing I'm sure anyone would have ever seen. I was fighting with the door, I was doing this, I was pushing, I was grunting, things were falling. That was no good. And then the other really funny thing was I was trying to go up the ramp into the 20s hall, and which is really, really hard. Like, wow, like you have to like, and I had some papers on my lap and they started to slide off, and so I immediately stopped and pushed my feet out, and I caught all the papers, but there I was, stuck in the middle of the ramp with my little arms shaking, and I'm like, I can't take both of my hands off because then I'll start rolling backwards, but I need my papers! It was a struggle.
you would get like a lot of looks and stuff, and at times maybe like I felt maybe not equal to everyone, like there was something just missing, and I think I felt like inferior to others due to like the fact that they would look down upon me instead of like looking like at my eye level. They would first like look at the chair, they would notice like the I don't know, external things versus like the personality or something like that, you know?
They gave you like a level of sympathy that you didn't really need, where you're like, just because I'm in a wheelchair doesn't mean I'm any like I'm still okay, like I'm here to learn just like you guys, like I'm okay. But yeah, like when people are a lot nicer, they're also like a lot more sympathetic, which is nice, but it's also like they were just a little bit too sympathetic and it made you feel different.
I think you're looked at differently, definitely, because you're in a wheelchair and like they think that you need help with everything, but I mean, you could definitely do it by yourself too. It's just different. Yeah, you just do things differently, but you do the same stuff as everyone else. So it was a really cool experience.
People who have physical mobility issues are always problem solving how to overcome the challenges in their space. And what I didn't know is that makes, when I see somebody who has a mobility issue, I should assume that they're very resourceful and very resilient, because I don't see those as somebody who doesn't have any mobility issues. I don't see those obstacles. I don't have to think about my physical space all the time. You know, I have, other challenges in my life or other obstacles in my life, but I don't have any physical ones. And so I didn't know how how resourceful you have to be if you have a mobility issue, even to move around in space that is ADA compliant. So that was a good awareness to me to also realize the assets of people who are navigating space with mobility issues.
I learned that there is a lot more to being in a wheelchair than just wheeling around everywhere you go. And even that is, it's really difficult to stress just the like complete encompassment on your life that being in the wheelchair has.
Yes, but it's just like, regardless of whether a person's skin color or their sexual orientation or their disabilities or anything, like everybody's human. And it's just like, it's such an obvious conclusion, right? Like that's.
I will always vote to make things more wheelchair accessible from now on because it shouldn't be that difficult or that hard for human beings to get around when they need it.
Thank you to you, Jessica Beers, for giving us the opportunity to literally be in your shoes and in many of our other students' shoes for a couple of days. That I think having the chance to be eye to eye with many of our students that are in wheelchairs and see real smiles, not only them seeing us in the hallways, but when we did our sit-in, our wheel-in yesterday, really seeing happiness, I think was such a positive for me, and it really makes me think about who I want to be and what do I want to do with what I've just learned. I'm ready for next steps. I'm like, what can we do to change our culture and our societies?
Okay. Our next speaker is another one of our own leaders of Empower Montana, Sydney Sinclair. Sydney is a senior at Hellgate High School. She has been with Empower Montana for 6 years. Sydney started with us when she was in 6th grade when she joined our after-school club, EPIC. Tonight, she's here to tell us about a project she is working on to raise support for an issue close to her heart. Let's welcome Sydney.
Hi, my name is Sydney Sinclair. So for my senior project, I decided to throw a rodeo to raise awareness for the growing suicide rate in Montana. How I got started was I was on the Graduation Matters Committee with Superintendent Denise Juneau. We were in Helena at a committee, and she started talking about low graduation rates and how they were due to the like a suicide and attempted suicide, and then she just kind of left it at that, and I just couldn't stop thinking about it. So I was driving home talking with my mom and thought I should do a senior project around suicide, but didn't know like how I could get a huge group of people to come together. So then I thought, like, well, what else am I passionate about? And that's when we decided to throw a rodeo. And at first it was kind of just a joke. Like, I didn't think I was gonna just jump in and throw a rodeo. But then I told someone about it, and then about a month later, they asked me how the rodeo was going, and I hadn't even started planning yet. So I decided, well, it's going pretty good. And then I just jumped in and started throwing it, and next thing you know, it's next month. So my rodeo is going to be May 28th, which is the Sunday of Memorial Weekend. I partnered with Empower Montana, American Legion Gold Star Post 125, which is a group of veterans, for those of you that don't know. And then I partnered with my rodeo team, the Missoula High School rodeo team. And then all money raised is going to go back to the nonprofits that partnered up with me. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Sydney. Now we have the honor of welcoming Marita Growing Thunder to the stage. Marita is 17 years old, and she is a senior at Polson High School. She is also Assiniboine? Okay, yeah. Assiniboine and Sue from Fort Peck. She's the founder of the Save Our Sisters Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women's Project. She is here tonight to speak about the powerful work she has been doing over the past year. Welcome up.
It's really short. Hello again. My name is Marita Growing Thunder, and I'm enrolled at the Fort Peck Assiniboine and Sioux tribes over in the Fort Peck Reservation. My mother is Shannon Ahady. She's Kiowa and Comanche and Cherokee, Delaware. And my father is George Growing Thunder, and he is Fort Peck Assiniboine and Sioux. And my maternal grandparents are the late Melvin Ahady and Glenda Griggs Ahady. And my paternal grandparents are Joyce Growing Thunder and I'm sorry, complete this happens. Jim Fogarty. Diversity makes our country so special. Andrew Jackson predicted that American Indian people would be completely annihilated by the end of the 20th century. Yet there are over 500 indigenous nations in North America still. The fact that I can speak before you this evening is quite honorable, and it's extremely special both as a woman and as an American Indian. About 50 years ago, the American Indian termination policy was in full action as many tribes lost recognition in their lands. Many children were taken from their homes and placed in boarding schools and beat for speaking their languages. Yet I stand before you because our communities worked together and persevered, and we learned about each other. The Iroquois Confederacy is represented by a cluster of arrows. Singularly, an arrow can be broken, but clustered together, their strength is fortified. Not every arrow is alike, however. Some are shorter or longer, and some are made for recreational shooting, killing game, or defending oneself from the walking dead. We're all Numanu, Nemipu, Koigu, Shelagi, human or the people. Not one is above another. We all bleed, we all cry, and we all dream. We're all individuals with our own strengths and weaknesses, but we are all people of the earth, and together we are strong in numbers. I started a project my senior year of high school called Save Our Sisters, Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women Awareness. I make and I wear my regalia on a daily basis to raise awareness of this crisis that has affected whole families across North America as well as the world. On Tuesday, I completed an 80-mile sojourn across the Flathead Reservation in memory of the murdered and hope for the missing Indigenous women. These women are taken daily without inquiry, recognition, investigation, conviction, justice, or closure. Many people joined in the march through the reservation. Some joined without thinking twice about the blisters or their sore joints. The walk was much more than the physical pain, but the pain that has been felt by families throughout this nation for generations. As much as I wanted to desperately sit down or stop my body from dragging my feet through the dirt, I was constantly encouraged as more people got out of their cars and joined us. Many who could not walk stopped the group on the road and acknowledged the importance of waking up a sleeping nation. I was told this walk meant nothing by my peers at school. After people of my hometown flipped off the group on the highway, called the police, and gave us dirty looks, I was encouraged by the crowd of people who sacrificed their mornings, afternoons, and entire workdays to march. I did not walk for myself. I walked for those who could not walk. It is heartbreaking that we must come together for harsh situations like this, but it shows our fortitude and our ability to lift each other up. We must come together to heal. We're all indigenous to this earth, and this earth is housed and fed and clothed and nurtured us for thousands of years, and she is dying. It is time we take care of each other. I'm here to celebrate diversity, and I'm a proud Native American and a proud American. I'm grateful that we can gather here at this precious moment of harmony to celebrate our diversity. I'd like to conclude with this letter to my aunt. Dear sister, I miss you. I miss you every day. I want you to know that your death is not in vain. You give me the strength to speak for those who have no voice and the courage to walk for those who are missing. I love you until we meet again.
Thank you, Marita. And now we're gonna do, actually, never mind. Okay, how's everybody doing so far? Good, perfect. Have you noticed our new Empower Montana t-shirts? You can get yours at the concession stand, they're pretty neat. Also, you can head over and get your photo taken at our photo booth. And, okay. We could not put this event on without the generosity of our sponsors. Be sure to support these businesses and organizations because they support diversity, youth leadership, and our community. So, those sponsors are Bernice's Bakery, Big Dipper, Black Coffee Roasting Company, Blackfoot Communications, Butterfly Herbs, Cafe Dolce, Coca-Cola, First Security Bank, Good Food Store, Green Light, Human Resources Council, Jeanette Rankin Peace Center, Lowell Family Resource Center, MCAT, Mood Boutique, Pride Foundation, Runner's Edge, Ruth Ann Swanee City Council, Social Justice Fund, Southgate Mall, YMCA Missoula, Zootown Arts, and Zoo City Apparel. Let's give a round of applause and thank all of these awesome sponsors.
All right. For our next performance, hailing from Missoula, Montana, Taj's musical style intertwines raw, socially conscious elements mixed with rhythm and rhyme to move the crowd. Taj has been an active musician, poet, and ambivalent activist on the scene for over a decade. He actively gets involved in social projects, including his latest project, Expression to Speak, a nonprofit organization he found, enabling at-risk Native American youth to express themselves through spoken word and poetry. In addition, he is an active member of his local Missoula community, where you can find him hosting an arrangement of events related to socially conscious music and poetry. And this is their 7th year performing at Diversity Day. Give it up for Taj.
Long must we suffer?
Is it time conscious evolution? No time for student. Knowledge, power, but lacking the revolutions and people seeking. People choosing, seeking new illusions and smoke of revolutions. Different conclusions, the wisdom exposed, the efforts closed. The truth has arose. So set the captives free. Build in the bed with the strength. Open up the heart to see the true beauty. Embrace the great mystery. I see so much as far as transformation. Rise up for humanity and represent your nation. No longer will we be afflicted by the fears. Evolution of the species is evidently clear. Believing that there's a reason that we walk the earth from earth through the changes of seasons. Breathing and seeking the powers of one as we take another journey around the sun. To stop the violence, to break the silence, to start to stand up, to wake up, to know each other. It takes a tribe to raise a child, sister to brother, we children of the earth. How long must we suffer? Oh yes, oh yeah! Open up the heart and the will follow. Open up the heart and mind and the follow. Open up to all the wonders of the world. Open up expression, energy flows. Germination of the seed planted in the earth. Spinning on the garden planet with so much more mystery. Written in the stars, our history. Embrace the great mystery. Say no. It's about that time. It's about that time.
Thank you. So my son Diego is on the bus coming back from Kalispell. Unfortunately, he was like, can't call me. I like fake plants. Can't grow them. I like to put water in them because I don't really do plants. Here we go. How y'all doing out there? It's a funky chord right here. It's really funky. Anybody got any duct tape? Because we could just duct tape this thing up here. Don't laugh. Oh. It's kind of funny this mic stand only holds like cable. Okay. We're gonna get here. So don't you mind people grinning in your face. But don't you mind people grinning in your face. Oh, I went out of key there. Let me start over. So don't you mind, don't you mind, don't you mind people grinning in your face. Cause they will stop and pull you around. And they'll roll you all around and round and round and round. So just bear. I said a good friend is hard to find. So don't you mind people grinning in your face. Y'all gotta try to get a little bit more out of it. There you go. Here we go. There you go. We're back in. So now we have duct tape on the microphone. Was I a little too loud? Are we good?
Good. Perfect.
There was peanuts in there. I'm allergic to peanuts. We're good. Let's get rid of the peanuts. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do a couple more tunes up here. And ba 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 da da da. We all need some. Sometimes I get it just a little bit. The oxytocin mix it with the dopamine and then I get it hit. I'm on that cloud down, feeling like I got mine. You know it's cloudy, straight up blues in the sunshine. And where my people at, I got the feeling that something beautiful up in there. We build on that. Collectively, reciprocity, energetically. We build up on that happiness philosophy. And if you want to live for endlessly, we got the garlic in the water, transform from the alchemy. So where you at now? Tell me what the deal. The game is crazy, take a seat and deal around the deal. Sell your soul, something to let go. 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 We so dreaming, fly, creatively scheming, tis the season, artist the reason. I keep us reading visions of the garden of Eden. The phoenix rise, surprise, we deep in the meaning. We digging deep like forbidden archaeology. 2001, Kubrick Space Odyssey. Dropping prophecy, self-fulfilled honesty. Hustle for the people in this world with good philosophy. Focus like an iris, spread like a virus. It was written ancient codes and perfect papyrus. Sweet codes, sweet love, sweet art, sweet smart. The best in development, the sun and the spark. Then they mystic, shaman so to sleep. Drop around the world to the rhythm of the beat. And straight to the mummy of the world rest and eat. And journey to the winds in between wake and sleep. Sell your soul, something to let go. 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 I can't tell you how to feel, yeah. Please tell me what's the deal, yeah. We're gonna get them on good first. We're gonna walk the line. We're gonna get up on the good foot now. We're gonna walk the line, yeah. We're gonna rise with the sunshine. We're gonna rise with the sun. We're gonna rise with the sunshine now.
But a few more for y'all all up. What did I say that in about that? You say that? What is this like we keep on living? Yes, we heard back the flow. The world of beats on spinning. Abstract, deliverable thought. Emotional intelligence, the meaning of the thought. She said she felt like she was going crazy. 17 years old, about to have a baby. Her baby daddy's locked up behind the vinyl bars. Drug possession, woman, drugs, and felony charge. You just turned 18, looking at a treasure pie. They would think it's a block, wondering if you will survive. We want to big up, mama, think about her family house. Her father's cold world, now she's living in and out. She threw a 4 months, couch, drinking with her friends. Senior year, job, sitting down, pistol is. You just abused, you throughout her whole life. For all these sons of sacrifice to make a better life. Hers to be up, let's like it here. This is not working college for the next 5 years. I took her on, her something strong. Heard about the love, and rhythm of a sweet song. They did it on their own, it's time for celebration. The registered dirt, cap and ground, graduation. Where is that strength that come from within? Temporarily, you're the most condition. And where the head is, you got sin like. Keep the numbers and the number is, you just sacrifice. You keep it rolling, push it in the simulation. Lock it in the heart, mind, of the imagination. To know myself was the inspiration. I heard the cross journey, over destination. His childhood, abuse and alcohol. Physical emotional without the end at all. The act of suicide, that night he died. Near-death experience and journey to the other side. The message given, suicide, what was left behind? Back in the body, alma mater, water in the wine. I deep got the gap, woke up in the hospital. I looked at everything in life that was possible. He started teaching to the message on the road. Teaching children, now it's up that we roll. It doesn't matter where you come or where you live. It doesn't matter how you sit or look at how you sit or live. You're not your pain. Sick the liquor, shed the shame, shed the blame. This is your life, it's time to claim. A new chapter, give the author right script. A mythical potential. Oh shit, change the script. Feel it in the heart, feel it in the mind, feel it in the heart. It's that time. I would love to have a moment I can announce my corporate sponsors, but I don't have them. And it's a good thing. Thank you. I'm going to be performing down the street a little bit later on tonight. It's on the corner over there by Big Dipper Ice Cream, and everybody's trying to get their ice cream. Man, who likes Big Dipper Ice Cream here? At the count of 3, everyone say your name. 2, 3. At the count of 3, everyone say your name. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we better get louder than that. 1, 2, 3. And the back over there. 1, 2, 3. What's up? I'm Taj. It's good to meet y'all. It's good to be here. Diego, we should call Diego on the phone and be like, Diego, where are you at? You're on stage right now. Let's see if he'll answer. Oh, I got free CDs. Who wants a CD? Will it represents? Who wants a CD? Huh? Really? How do you know? You know? So what we're gonna do here? Okay. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. I don't know what the number was. I don't know what it was. But I'm gonna throw that one out there like that. Flying CDs. So it's my second album, it's my third album, and I forgot what my first album is.
Going in my car.
Tana, do you have your phone? Shoot, we're gonna call Diego. Who's got, oh, someone, you got a phone? Who's gonna dial? We'll call my son right now. Okay, 406. Oh, snap. Whose phone's on point? 406 529 13. Mess with him. Oh, right on here? Got him? Hey, if we go to voicemail, let's leave a message for him. Everyone's like, no, don't do that. Make it...
And I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks. The mailbox is full.
Oh, fuck. Did I just drop the F-bomb? I didn't mean to. I said funk. Key chicken. I'm kind of tired of all my songs. I need new tunes. Everyone, feel free to hold on. Play some musical chairs or something.
With his bananas, you know when the love of banana. Bodies in the road and hot key like Louisiana hot sauce. Make it jump like Chris Cross, capitalize the sentence. You for Rick and Morphin, the beat is like warping. Melodies are morphing, pumping out some speakers, sweatshop sneakers. No one's in the bleachers, everyone's up in the crowd, moving and shaking and getting loud. SoundCloud, rock gorilla, blow the whistle, slow train, no half stepping, representing the boom and the click, the rhyme in the pocket, the hip hop, made a way drop suddenly. It's elementary, the relevancy. With my melody, my present and my pedigree. It's in the way we flip and rock the beat steadily. And it's the passion that we put up in the recipe. For us the people party energy.
That means revolution or evolution. We got revolutionaries in the house now. Who's a revolutionary? Revolutionary? Revolutionary?
Moving crowd, my people wanna get that night out. The rhythm hit 'em, let the rhythm hit 'em. Let the brim keep 'em moving and shaking like it was at the gym. It's that psycho that people do that at the right. Shaking the tail, let the deep into the night. Yeah, my people represent to the extent to keep the party pushing in. All the entities expect to turn the lights and turn on to this typical. When we can think about that right now, we up in the zone. It's the innovation generation, rocks and hip hop, electro, and it's a stop, maybe it's a stop. The sound in the air, all the energy drop. Anticipation of the heat, and what next will be dropped. People on the dance floor move to the resistance. People on the dance floor move to the rhythm. Celebrate the times in the life that you've given. Feeling all around cause the energy is given. Live intent, breathe to the rhythm. Dance floor once with the floor of the rhythm. 808 months from the rhythm with the given. Loosen up the body, get flow with the rhythm. If you want to body get the blood. What's the night?
Thank you. I got one last little thing to tell y'all. Am I good on time? Am I good on time? I've been kicked off stage before. It was a bad thing. They're like, dude, your time is up. And I thought you said I had more time. He said, no. When I said you had no time, I meant no time. And I thought you said more time.
Well, you're supposed to start at 8 and it's 8 now, so I'm pretty sure you're good.
Okay, so let me tell you a story. It started in 4th grade. Good job. So the elder came to the young one and said, yo, te kustemas ba'us. Strong one, what's in your heart is in your mind, and what's in your mind is in your heart. Telling me. Telling me? He said, tell me. And the young one said, Ta esmi sten. I don't know. And the elder came back to the young one and said, yo, tinkustemas boo, strong one, what's in your heart is in your mind, and what's in your mind is in your heart, please tell me. And the young one was nervous, and the young one said, Ta esmi sten, I don't know. And the grandfather came to the young one more time and said, yo, tinkustemas boos. I forgot where I was at, because that's my theme music. My theme music came into my head. What was I saying? Anyways, the young one said, Ta, after you're looking at me like I'm crazy, but that's all right, I'm partially crazy. Like I'm part crazy. See, they're laughing already. The young one said, Ta, ask me, Sten, I don't know. The grandfather came to the young one more time and said, Yo, tinku. Strong one, what's in your heart is in your mind, and what's in your mind is in your heart. Please tell me. And the young one said, Ta, ask me, Sten, I don't know. Questia, leave me alone. Choops, and he ran away. And this was back in the day when the sailors were picking bitterroot right over here by the Clark Fork River in the springtime, like right here. And the young one ran away and he ran up to the Rattlesnake Wilderness, which that mountain was called Big Medicine at one point in time. And so the young one ran up there and all of a sudden it started snowing. And the ravens started calling and the young one started to follow the ravens. And it started snowing more, and the young one got lost. And the ravens were rolling, and they were calling, and they were blowing, and all of a sudden the young one said, I don't know where I am. And he saw a stump, and he crawled into that stump. And he fell asleep. And that night he started dreaming. He started dreaming of airplanes, and he started dreaming of cars, and he started dreaming of bombs dropping. And he started dreaming of different things that took place in a time that he wasn't even familiar with. The ravens out there. And he dreamed, and he dreamed, and he dreamed of this distant land, traveling across oceans, going to the moon, supposedly, circumnavigating the globe, boats, cell phones, and he couldn't imagine what was transpiring because he saw people like him that were doing different things in a pace and a place and time, but he started to see the degradation that took place on Mother Earth. And he woke back up, and the ravens started calling, and he started following the ravens, and he started walking, and the ravens started singing a song to him. And then he saw the Clark Fork River, which was called Quaqui, Big Medicine, and he saw that the campfires were burning bright, and he went back down there, and the grandfather saw him sitting right next to the fire. Looking at the fire, staring into the embers of the fire, and the grandfather knew that something transpired with the grandson. And he went up to the young one. He said, Yo yo tenkus, tamas paus. In Salish, strong one. What's in your heart is in your mind, and what's in your mind is in your heart. Please tell me. And the young one stared into the embers of the fire and looked and pondered. Oh! Remembered the ravens, remembered what transpired. And he said, Quaalude, butterfly, metamorphosis, transformation. The last thing I'm going to leave you with is science is now found. Everyone tell me at the count of 3 what hand you brush your teeth with. 1, 2, 3. If I told you to brush your teeth with the opposite hand tomorrow morning, do you think you'd remember? No. Because you have neurons, and neurons that fire together wire together. On the count of 3, tell me, neurons that fire together wire together. 1, 2, 3. Neurons that fire together wire together. We create patterns, but now science has actually shown that not only do we have neurons in the brain, but we have the same neurons that are in the brain, they're in the heart. And your heart actually magnifies an 8-foot radius of emotional intention that people can feel. Have you ever walked into a room and felt vibes on people? That person seems happy, that person seems shady, I don't know what's going on. Oh, yeah. Because your heart is emanating. Not only has science found that you have neurons in your brain and neurons in your heart, but you have neurons in your gut. Thinking, you're thinking with this whole being. Have you ever thought someone was gonna call you and you looked at your phone and you're like, holy shit, they called me. I was just thinking about him. I was just thinking about you. What's your gut telling you? What's your heart telling you? The crux of my point is that our educational systems do not tell us about emotions. Emotional intelligence is just as superior as intellectual intelligence. So I leave you tonight with allowing yourself to go into your heart and feel your emotions. The good, the bad, the happy, the sad, the wrong and the right, fight, struggle, the plights. A pledge to the edge of the ledge, warrior heights, ritual rites, seen through the warrior's sight. Antiquitous bows, swords, battle axes, and shields, mythical warriorship transcends from the battlefield to modern day man, the present moment at time, to combat the human condition inflicting mankind, where the victories are gained and the casualties laid, to put it all on the line, to live or die in the day, metaphorically. The path is tough. Yes, the path is chosen this way. Feel, see, think. Live life as a warrior or life as a slave. Thank you. Last thing. One last thing. Can I leave you with one last thing?
Of course.
Just
Always.
follow after me. I can be what I want to be.
I can be what I want to be.
I can see what I want to see.
I can see what I want to see.
I can be what I want to be.
I can be what I want to be.
In my heart I believe.
In my heart I believe.
Thank you. There's some more CDs up here if someone wants one. My next show is the 29th. Well, it's at the VFW, which is a different venue, but my next show is at Willard on Monday morning. Second period. Thank you.
All right. Don't forget to show your support of youth leaderships and our goal of extending youth leadership programs throughout Missoula by donating and getting more involved with Empower Montana. You can get on our mailing list, which is right over there by the photo table by the concessions, and you can buy some t-shirts. A big thanks to YAC, Empower Montana staff, board, and volunteers for your dedication, time, and being awesome. I welcome Jared up to the stage now.
Okay. Wow, that's like not really.
Turn it off?
Okay, there we go. Wait. Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, so for our final performance tonight, me and a couple other youth from a group called Youth Forward, which is also hosted by NCBI, specifically for Empower Montana. It's like specifically for LGBTQ youth, and this group, fun fact, this group also founded the Montana GSA network that also operates out of Empower Montana. So we're gonna have open mic too, and before that, I'm gonna perform with Lily in the back there. I low-key don't know how to pronounce her last name. So yeah. Your drunk tongue is an e-brake lever that pulls swollen breaths out of your waterspout mouth and homophobia drips. The dam that held together by chewing gum and skull is breaking. Slipped on the floor where it spilled like a broken ice machine on the cold summer floor. Your mouth is brake fluid burning a hole through my shoe, balding, scalding. Red hands under the kitchen sink, I am sinking with the flakes of skin that clog the drain, a rain stick shoulder. Beads in my fingertips roll when I stretch the sky into my palms, chipping calluses, and my legs are a monsoon of music. I've never felt so alive. Striving to hear something more than the beat in the stethoscope, cause your heart is a muscle the size of your fist, so you can hold someone in the soup bowl shape in your hands, and I know that I just have to dance and dance and dance even if I have a skinned knee. My fingertips feverish, shaking with the vibrato of my voice box, a pugilist or something like that. I wish I knew how to set down the gloves, but now I'm just fight and flight, slightly better than I was when I split my veins with a disassembled razor, a MacGyver of self-hatred, pacing the rhythm of my heart with the crackling, knocked over power lines for words. I can't shock you with anything I say anymore, so back-to-back psychotic episodes on ABC. I don't know. I write this as my Monroe doctrine because I don't need your help anymore. And I don't know why you can't accept that I'm not your son. I'm just your child.
poem that I wrote a few years back. But yeah, it's called Lady Liberty. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. These are the words Emma Lazarus wrote for the Statue of Liberty. 450,000 pounds of metal, 151 feet she stands, breathtaking and tough. I imagine the words surging from her 3-foot wide mouth. I am poor, I am tired, I am huddled. But can this 128-year-old woman liberate me? Lady Liberty, how is she expected to be in charge of liberty when men control the justice? You are weak, you are weak, you are weak, I am weak. The words do not bounce off, they sink in. No matter how much makeup I cake on, they manage to seep into every pore. No matter how high my heels are, they still puddle at my feet. No matter how skinny I make my body, they still can find what's left. The society demands control over my body. It owns my concept of beauty. But even though it may think I'm feeble, I will never be breakable. It may confine me to my house, but I will memorize every corner, and I will be its queen. It may tell me not to speak in public, but my tongue will be the strongest from talking to myself. It may require I smile, but my eyes will learn to tell 1,000 stories. It may leave me out of a sport, but all I need is a ball and my body, and I will play until my sweat is crying tears of joy and emancipation. It may shut the doors of school in my face, but all I need is curiosity, and I will master whatever subjects I please. It may yell at me to get in the kitchen, but my food will influence every mouth it meets. It may squeeze my feet into heels, but my strong calves will rise to the challenge, and heads will rise along with them. It may put less on my plate, but my stomach will become a fierce beast, and it will learn to persevere. It may hoard my money, cast away on makeup and hair products, clothes and surgery, but I will learn the importance of non-material goods. It may carve up my body, but a scalpel can't touch my soul. It may lace me up and it can break my ribs, but it will never crush my heart. It may advise me to hate my sisters, but I will always recognize a friend and open my door. It may assign me a number to indicate my affability, but I know how to love myself. It may nag me for being too fat, too thin, too prude, too slutty, too stupid, too smart, too tall, too short, too ugly, too pretty, too white, too black, too quiet, too talkative, too gay, too straight, too timid, too bold. It may throw every unattainable standard in the book at me, but I will learn empathy for all the people and all struggles. Society may try to break me, but it will be the first to crack. As I hold myself together, I am glad liberation is in the body of a woman. I'd like to think we're partners, Lady Liberty and me. We're both still fighting. And instead of lowering her 16-foot hand, she reaches it out to me, torch raised high, calling me to battle alongside her. Give her your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to be free, and she will tell you to fight.
All right, so at the beginning of this year, which is my senior year, I was in Miss Lacoste's class, and she said for one of our projects we had to write a poem, or kind of what I ended up doing was using a friend of mine. I asked for her permission to use parts of her poem and kind of incorporate my own parts. And so I never really named it, but I'm going to do that now, maybe. It's when you look into his eyes and see the ocean, when in that second you swear on everything that you can swim. It's when he surprises you with roses as red as the blood that pump through your veins, the very essence of your being. When he surprises you with a teddy bear as big as you, its fur soft like your cheeks, and paws the size of your hands. Each night you hold it close to you as you sleep, as though it were a lifeline. It's when you listen to sappy love songs, the lyrics speaking of the way he loved you and that it was bliss, they reminded you of him. When you're not sure if you're ready for this, but you've already fallen hard, and for the first time in forever, you don't fall face first into the pavement. It's when your naivety takes over and every word he speaks with his gruff voice is like heaven, especially when he says, "I love you." It's when you tell him that you love him too, and when you believe with every gullible fiber in your being that this time he means it. You spend all of your time with him, but you still cherish every second you have because you just don't want this to end. It's when you're breathing hard and your body temperature is high under the blankets, two becoming one. It's dark and you can see the glimmer in his eyes. He might be smiling. It's when he was your first and you swear on everything that he was your last, when everything he says and does is perfect and you actually feel happy. It's when you worry too much and you become sour to not only his friends but yours too. When you get jealous too easily and every girl he looks at is suddenly the enemy. It's when you stay up late with shades drawn, the room dark, hiding under the blankets so that you can talk on the phone until he falls asleep or vice versa. When the late night talks turn to late night frights, you don't know what to do anymore. A year goes by and that's when things really start to slip, when he breaks the same promises over and over and over again, but he swears on everything that it won't happen again. You didn't notice at first, but he had always been impatient with you. The word slut pierces your eardrum with such a force you might go deaf. Your cocoon blanket turns into a rag to wipe your tears, so you have to throw it into the wash the next day to get rid of the mineral stains. It's when he gets bored and starts looking for another. For months you said that this is what you wanted. For years this is what you've said, but now you don't know anymore. You don't know what to feel. You're desperately trying to hold this together, and that's the thing, you don't know what this is anymore. It's when you stop saying no because he won't take that as an answer and you start saying, "I guess." Because you think that will get him to stop hitting you. You think, "I guess," will get him to stay. It's when your best friend tells you this isn't the end of the world, but you're the astronaut on the moon watching as the earth implodes. He took what he wanted from you, and then he threw you away like the trash you've become to think you are. It's when you blame yourself and you think, maybe if your waist was thinner or your hair was longer, maybe if you didn't argue with him, he wouldn't hit you, he wouldn't yell. Or maybe if your eyes were brighter or your laugh was cuter or your smile was straighter, he would still hold your hand and hug you from behind. He would still look at you and smile and lean in for that kiss. Maybe he would still want you. You fell face first into the pavement after all. It just took you 2.5 years to realize it.
This song means a lot to me, and I hope that it, I don't know, I hope the lyrics have an effect on you guys as well, because it's very touching. Okay, I'm really nervous. And I don't know the words, so I have to have my phone right here. Okay. I took my love and I took it down. Climbed a mountain, I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills, till the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Oh, shit, I'm shaking. Can the child in my heart rise above love can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my heart? Well, I've been afraid of changing 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you bolder. Even children get older, and I'm getting older too. So that's.
All right, so I'm pretty mentally ill, and this is a poem about that. It's called Mountain Pugilism. Fist bruised black, char on the trees, fire season, a disease, your sundered cracks in your hands rub mine. I can't stand on my own. You say I'm a boxer, a fighter, like the blight can be fixed. With one pill, the decay in my roots, the stains on my jeans can be wiped off. My mom said, you can be anything you want to be. I want to be an evergreen so I can stay above the fire burning away my family tree. I always thought of leaving, not through an exit sign, but a bag, masking my breaths with helium. My lungs are carnival balloons, holy shit. Catharsis is lighter than air, coaxing myself from torn blankets and sloping mattresses out of my splattered like an accident room, my legs hanging from the window like a noose. I stopped taking pills. I used to see the hills from here, but now I can't see past my neighbor's fence. Filters like the vanilla that stings my lips and my throat. But you tell me to have hope. The only hope I know is the hope that this feeling will end soon. And the feeling of my fists bruised, my branches burned. Thanks.
Okay. Who said that? Oh, hey, Alston. Okay. This is called For the Hearts That Worry Instead of Beat. Let's see if I can bring that down a bit. Okay. I raise a trembling hand in class. No sound comes out, but I attempt to ask, Dear random teacher, can I please go to the nurse? No, I'm not done with my reading. No, I'm not bleeding. But my hands have energy bullets that shoot through the tips, and I can't stop my worries, talk too fast with moving lips. And I've clenched my hands 64 times now, and it's starting to hurt. So please, random teacher, can I please go to the nurse? No, she will not help at all. How could she help someone when their problem is a brain with crumbling walls, a heavy sigh, and a heavier groan? Her sour lips will ask if I'd like to go home, and I will say no, but make a personal note to remind myself that this is my fault I'm like this, and I must tough through the day on my own. Step by careful step, I feel my hyped up energy diminish. I feel I have nothing left. Step by careful step, I feel myself getting lower. I feel myself getting slower. The floor has welcomed me. I'm its most frequent guest. I hear my heart beat through the floor. I hear the slamming of a door. I hear the violent song of gravity beckon me once more. I let it cradle me, in all its gore, cradle me until its heavy arms are sore. As I lay, I remember, of all the pieces I failed to put together, have you ever had to check that these hands were connected to your shoulders because they shook so much you weren't sure if they were yours? Did you hide them under your desk in hopes your classmates wouldn't see? Hoping that they wouldn't notice you can't breathe? Did you have to constrain them under sheets and hope only your pillow could hear your uneven breathing as you wept? Because a leg that endlessly shakes demands you to stay awake. Worry about the homework you didn't do because you were terrified that if you began to, the vibrating numb will fill you up like sand filling up a body bag, making its way through your body and paralyzing your nervous hands. Pencils that weigh exactly 6.00567 kilograms suddenly are heavier than the list of my worries and demands. Have you ever told someone that far too often, for no reason at all, you feel too close to the end, and they tell you to breathe and count back from 7? Okay. 7. I'm sick of the days I can't find where my sanity's been. 6. I'm sick of being sick. 5, I'm tired of being mocked by the loss of my wasted time. 4, I'm done with jerking limbs that leave my body sore. 3, I'm tired of a heart that worries instead of beats. 2, I'm sick of having to explain this to many and be understood by few. 1, I am not constantly being told what I am not, what I have, what I do not, by people who have not experienced me, and I am done. Don't tell me I can control what thoughts consumed my mind, and I have just to choose to be positive, because I am absolutely positive you've never felt so confined, at war against the makings of the walls inside your mind. And I'm sorry there is no evidence, and I know the cure is not to stuff my lungs with medicine, but therapy isn't working, and I don't know why I have to prove to you that I'm hurting. I've learned the world doesn't pause so you can get better. You just have to chill out and get it together. Another day I raise a trembling hand in class. No sound comes out, but I attempt to ask, dear random teacher, if everyone in the world has anxiety, how long do you think we'd last? Because I'm sure having a hard time. And I'll probably spend a while worrying if this makes a proper last line.
Hi, I'm Maggie, and I'm gonna sing this song for my best friend and my girlfriend. I was a little girl alone in my little world who dreamed of a little home for me. I played pretend between the trees and fed my house gas, speckled leaves, and left in my pretty bed of green. I had a dream that I could fly from the highest peak. I had a dream, a dream, a dream. Long walks in the park, through rooms grown in the dark. I asked God who I'm supposed to be. Beautiful, I lived it well. There's many tales I lived to tell. I said a prayer and fell asleep. I had a dream that I could fly from the highest peak. I had a dream, a dream. Whoa, 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 a dream. Whoa, a dream. Now I'm old and feeling gray. There's not much that's left to say about this life. I'm willing to leave. I lived it full, I lived it well. As many tales I lived to tell. I'm ready now, I'm ready now, I'm ready now to fly from the highest peak. I had a dream.
It's a little loud tune, but y'all can hang.
I went down to Houston and I stopped in San Antonio. I passed up the station for the bus, trying to find me something, but I wasn't sure just what. And I ended up with pockets full of dust. So I went on to Cleveland maybe it likes to rain. Man, I ended up with pockets full of pain. Oh, my sweet Carolina, what compels me to go? Oh, my sweet disposition, may you one day carry me home. I ain't never been to Vegas, but I gambled up my life, building new sprint boats I'd race to sewer mains. Trying to find me something, but I wasn't sure just what. Funny how they say that some things never change. Oh, my sweet Carolina, what compels me to go? What compels me to go? Oh, my sweet disposition, may you one day carry me home. Up here in the city, feels like things are closing in. The sunset's just my light bulb burning out. I miss Kentucky and I miss my family. Still the sweetest winds, they blow across the south. Oh, my sweet Carolina, what compels me to go? What compels me to go? Oh, my sweet disposition, may you one day carry me home. That's all I got.
Before we wrap it up, I just want to do a quick shout out about an event we're doing at the end of the month, April 28th. It's a sleep out for youth homelessness, and we're getting our youth and a bunch of youth from around Missoula to come together and raise like funds and awareness and donation items. So it's going to be April 28th at Holy Spirit Episcopal. So be there. I want all of you there, and we're going to sleep outside all night to make a visual display about the issue of youth homelessness. So be there, be square. Let's make a difference in our community.